Of a Flint neighborhood.
And find out if your Memorial Day travel plans include the never-ending line of orange barrels. ABC 12 News This Morning starts now.
What it takes, wherever news breaks. This is ABC 12 News with Karen Gatlin, Michael J. Thorpe, and Doppler 12 weather specialist Norma Hall. ABC 12 News This Morning starts now.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, Hump Day, May 23rd. I'm Michael J. Thorpe. I'm just kidding. Jason Carr in for Michael J. Thorpe.
All right. I think actually the date might be the 24th.
Is it? That's right. It is the 24th.
I don't have the date on my watch. Is it the 24th, though?
Either.
Okay, let's wake up and get organized, huh? Good morning. I'm
Only if I have to. Good morning, everybody. Earlier this morning, we saw just a doozy of a thunderstorm rip through the just offshore Tawas, or Skota, Tawas, the Au Gres area, and that's on off into the lake. Let's take a look at what we're starting with right now. 57 in Flint, Lapeer at 56, 52 in Owasso, 56 at Bay City, Midland 52, Saginaw 58 degrees right now. Winds are from the southwest, around 6 miles per hour, pressure falling. Humidity stands between 83 and 87% at this hour. Taking a look at radar now, that thunderstorm that was moving through Houghton Lake, or Lake Huron, rather, between 2 and 3 a.m. is just a little bitty thing now, moving into Ontario. But moving your attention to the west side of the state, there's a little bit of a disturbance coming in onshore south of Muskegon. So our forecast will still call for a chance of a shower, a thunder shower later today. I thought we'd have more juice to work our way into some rain this morning. It looks like it's an afternoon chance of a thunder shower. And observe, 75 to 78 will be your high today. This will probably be the warmest day you see, and that's including the holiday weekend. I'll have more on that forecast in a few.
Okay. Thanks, Norma. 2 months ago, researchers found the skeletal remains of two 3,000-year-old American Indians.
Now, archaeologists have found out more about the city that once existed near Bay City's Marquette Street Bridge. After just 2 days of measuring and shoveling, researchers say they found information indicating the area was once a summer village on the Lake Huron shoreline.
Well, it's pretty old by Bay City standards, given that Bay City was underwater until 3,200 years ago. And so what we're looking at are some of the first occupants of Bay City.
For the next 6 weeks, researchers from Michigan State University will continue to search for evidence to help them formulate a clearer vision of the past. A Native American archaeologist and crew will also be on hand in case the team finds any more skeletal remains. Piles of garbage on Flint's east side have residents pushing for something to be done. The stench is coming from behind the apartments at Franklin and Montana. The pile of diapers, tuna fish cans, and other garbage has been growing and smelling for the past 5 months. According to Waste Management, the company hired to pick up the trash had stopped coming because the landlord, Doug Booth, quit paying. Residents say the Flint apartment complex hasn't even had a dumpster for weeks.
Put my garbage right out there with it because I didn't know if the dumpster was coming back or not. But then when I talked to the maintenance people said that he had it moved because he didn't want to pay for it.
The landlord declined to be interviewed on camera, but says there will be a dumpster at the apartment complex today.
Vienna Township voters went to the polls yesterday to decide on a controversial zoning change. The referendum focused on several acres of property next to I-75 near the corner of Vienna and Linden Roads. Residents overwhelmingly voted against the issue with 1,242 no votes to 150 yes votes. A developer asked for the rezoning so he can build a restricted income apartment complex there. The no vote reverses the rezoning already approved by the township board. A fire last night on a Flint MTA bus left passengers frantic and the driver confused. The bus was on Longway near Kensington when a passenger noticed smoke coming from under the driver's seat. Driver Michael Davis pulled the bus to the curb and smoke started filling the bus. Flames were seen shooting from the destination sign at the front of the bus. Davis thought the fire might have been started from an electrical problem. No one, luckily, was injured.
Also yesterday, fire broke out at the F.P. Horak Printing Company in Bay City. Firemen say a machine that compacts scrap paper caught on fire and it spread quickly. Luckily, the fire department was able to get control and contain the blaze. Investigators are now trying to figure out what caused it. 3 of mid-Michigan's rivers are still too filthy for residents to enjoy. After a heavy rainfall, high E. coli levels have been detected along the Saginaw, Shiawassee, and Tittabawassee rivers. And test results, well, they don't look promising for the Memorial Day weekend. Warnings are out across Saginaw County, where the highest E. coli levels were detected. Yesterday, the warnings were expanded, and now boaters are being warned to stay out of the Saginaw River. Experts say if rain doesn't fall by the weekend, boaters and swimmers could be out of luck.
But good news is on the horizon for travelers this Memorial Day weekend. It appears the orange construction barrels along I-75 will be moved out of the way in most places. As Christy McDonald reports, beware, there's no holiday for construction workers around Flint.
Oh, the signs we don't want to see when we head out on a holiday road trip.
No, I don't like them. It slows me down just a tad.
It's kind of hard to drive in construction, just makes it a lot worse.
Just take the back streets out of Flint and 13 or whatever up north.
Construction season is in full swing, but most of the 154 major road projects around the state will stop on Friday for the holiday weekend. Unfortunately, there will be no such thing as a holiday for these construction workers.
This is probably one of the big projects in the state that will stay put. It is a tight time frame. We have to get this road opened by the 4th of July. And since that section of road is closed, our contractors are going to be working the whole holiday weekend.
These crews are working around the clock on northbound I-75 from I-475 through the US 23 split up to Beecher Road. The barrels will still be in place all weekend. But despite the closure at I-475, 75 northbound will be open with 2 lanes. But be ready for the inevitable slowdowns.
There's been a little bit of a slowdown at the north end where it connects back to 75, but nothing major.
We're going to try to leave early.
In Genesee County, Christy McDonald, ABC12 News.
Another construction site that still may be in place is the bridge work specifically on M52 in St. Charles. And if you plan on heading south this holiday weekend to Metro Detroit, there are a number of projects still going. But you can call a new 24-hour construction hotline at 1-800-641-MDOT for the latest info.
And how about this news? An 86-year-old Flint man will finally earn his high school diploma. Robert Cram will complete his final year of high school June 8th. Actually, he's attending Clio High. He says he's cramming for final exams this week after a 68-year break. He dropped out of Flint Central High School in 1932 to earn money during the Depression. Cram says he decided to return to school after reading the Bible. He says the Lord is pleased with those who don't remain idle in their ways. Congratulations.
Cramming for final exams, right?
We all remember those days, don't we? The all-nighters. Yep. Okay. Nothing to keep us up all night last night. We had pleasant weather.
There really wasn't, although parts of the state did see some action as far as a thunderstorm, but most of us are just going to cruise into a day that's pretty warm.
Excellent. Thank you, Norma. And ahead, Health First News will check on alternatives to invasive breast cancer surgery. You're watching ABC 12 News this morning.
Michigan law now requires the use of seatbelts. Remember, click it or ticket. Genesis Emergency Services, proud closed captioning sponsor for ABC 12 News.
Next, all new Rosie. Hey, you know who's here? Michelle Pfeiffer. Plus live music from En Vogue. Next, all new Rosie.
Today at 4 on ABC 12.
If he can make a curl on the top of that cone, then I can make a commercial. Oops.
At Joseph Chevrolet of Millington, a brand new 4-door, 4-wheel drive tracker for $179 a month.
That's much better.
And that's only at Joseph Chevrolet.
Joseph Auto Pro will make a believer out of you.
At Karen's, we bring it home to you.
At a price you can afford.
With our spring room to go sale, we'll completely install it for one low price. Carpet your living room and hall, just $4.98. Completely installed. Formica laminate your den, just $4.98. Completely installed. Armstrong vinyl your kitchen, just $498. Completely installed. And the interest is free for one full year. It's the spring rooms to go sale at Karen's, South Dort Highway, Linden Road, Flint.
From Ogama County to Shiawassee, and from Isabella County to Huron County. Anywhere you live, we can track a storm, live, literally as it approaches your home.
The Doppler 12 Storm Team and ABC 12 News, your safest place in bad weather. ABC12's Bill Harris and the I-Team reports tonight.
How easy is it for teens to buy alcohol? We'll show you from the inside using our hidden cameras.
Parents, what we caught on tape was sobering. The I-Team reports tonight on ABC12 News at 6. You're watching ABC12 News this morning. The best way to start your day.
Saturday, May 27th is Flower Day at the Flint City Market. You'll find the largest variety of bedding plants in the area, plus music and entertainment all day, and a barbecue on the front lawn. At Flint City Market, you'll always enjoy fresh, healthy food, family fun, and personal attention. Flower Day, Saturday, May 27th, is a great time to take part in a special tradition, shopping at the Flint City Market. Open Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday across from the main post office.
ABC12 is your safest place in bad weather. And now the Doppler 12 forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Most roadways around much of mid-Michigan are dry at this hour, and we just have a smidge of a chance of seeing a little rain later. Let's take a look at temperatures at this hour. Around the region, 57 in Flint, 56 at Lapeer, Owasso 52, 56 in Bay City, Midland 52, Saginaw 58 degrees. Winds are from the southwest right now, 6-7 miles per hour, pressure falling, humidity 87%, and temperatures around the rest of the state mainly in the 50s as we start out this morning. We do have 61 at Muskegon, 63 at Chicago, 48 at the Sioux, but for the most part, low to mid 50s to start this day. Now, in the early hours between about 2 and 3 o'clock or so, we did see some thunderstorms roll through, but they were mainly north of Flint and Saginaw. But see the movement there? We are seeing a little bit of shower activity that at this point has held across Lake Michigan, just beginning to impact Muskegon. There's a chance of a shower thunderstorm later. This little cell right here should go south of Chicago. In fact, most of the big time action today once again will be right through this corridor of Kentucky and Tennessee, where they saw strong weather yesterday and plenty of rain up through Pennsylvania and New York. In fact, flood watches are in effect for portions of New York. We will see a dry day. We'll see partly sunny skies. Temperatures trying to get above the 75-degree mark, and that's real possible for much of mid-Michigan. And then that chance of a thunderstorm just popping up here and there later this afternoon. Tomorrow, windy and cooler. It's a big high-pressure system, but it's sinking down from Canada. Cooler air for us tomorrow. I believe we'll still see a dry day on Friday, but this little streak of rain may still move in for Friday night and Saturday. Forecast for today is calling for partly sunny skies, high temperature 75 to 78. Chance of a thunder shower overnight tonight. Maybe an evening rain shower and then partly cloudy skies overnight. 51 are expected low. For tomorrow, it looks like we will see partly sunny skies, high temperature about 70, quite breezy. Some locations in mid-Michigan won't get out of the 60s for tomorrow. As we head into Friday, partly to mostly sunny. Then Friday night into Saturday looks like a chance of rain. And since it's better than a 50-50 chance for a portion of the day Sunday, we had to paint that in with a few showers as well. I know, that's a holiday weekend.
I know.
And that won't do.
I'm giving you my evil stare.
Oh, okay.
She's
no,
scared.
Jason.
She's not going to change it, Jason, at this
All
point.
right, all
We
right.
try everything we can.
All right. Thanks, Norma. Coming up on ABC 12 News this morning, today's Health First has hearts, a very expensive heart. We'll tell you about it.
And researchers percolate while they speculate on a good way to prevent Parkinson's disease. Get your cup of Joe and settle in for the story next.
There's one episode left and one more chance to hear how Michael J. Fox is blazing a new trail and touching our hearts. Diane Sawyer, Good Morning America, this morning.
Pizza, pizza.
Stop. This Wednesday is Customer Appreciation Day at all Genesee County, Durand, and Lapeer Little Caesars. One medium pizza with cheese and pepperoni, only $3.33. That's one medium pizza with cheese and pepperoni, only $3.33. Feed the whole family. Little Caesars says thank you, thank you.
Rev up your engines and join ABC12, Cars 108, and Wheels Radio for a 13th annual Race for Life. Donate blood in Flint or Saginaw from noon until 7:45 on Tuesday, May 30th. Help us win the Race for Life.
Quality used cars, it's the price that counts, Genesee Valley Dodge. Quality used trucks, it's the price that counts, Genesee Valley Dodge. Quality used minivans, it's the price that counts, Genesee Valley Dodge. Quality used sport utilities, it's the price that counts, Genesee Valley Dodge. It's the price and quality that counts, Genesee Valley Dodge used cars. Miller Road between I-75 and Genesee Valley Mall, 810-720-9800.
Welcome back at 5:16. In health news, more than 1 million biopsies are performed every year on women in the United States to find out if they have breast cancer.
And doctors say 80% of the time the lumps are benign. That's good news, but the procedure can be invasive.
Davita Wright tells us about some alternatives to undergoing the knife.
57-year-old Anne Gutierrez's world was unsettled last year when her mammogram showed a lump. She knew the next step meant a biopsy to determine if it was cancerous. That scared her almost as much as the prospect of having breast cancer. She had a double biopsy 10 years ago, which was one of the worst experiences of her life.
I was scared. I was really, really nervous, and I passed out. Just went. They finally had to do the mammogram when I was laying on a stretcher, because they were so afraid I was keep passing out.
A breast biopsy is a full-blown surgical procedure. Even though it's done on an outpatient basis, the patient receives anesthesia so the breast can be cut open and the fibrous tissue removed. Regardless of whether the lump is benign or cancerous, the patient usually spends most of the day at the hospital.
We don't like women to go through biopsies for nothing.
Because so many biopsies are benign, breast cancer specialist Dr. Kevin Hughes has been using two techniques which keep women out of the operating room. The first is called the mammatome. It's a thin needle-like probe which is inserted into the breast to remove a small piece of tissue.
The breast sits between the plate where the x-rays are taken and the machine takes the needle to that area. Tells us which direction to go, tells us how deep to go.
If doctors determine the lump is a little larger and perhaps more likely to be cancerous, they can use a site select device. Like the mammatome, the computer guides the site select probe to the lump.
As you can see, the mammatome needle is small and the tissue removed is hardly noticeable. The site select needle is still considered small, but large enough to remove the entire area in question.
With the site select, I can remove something up about to the size of my thumb. But if the area that we're concerned about is bigger than that, we have to go to the operating room to remove it all.
Mammographers say women seem to be more calm having these procedures in the radiology department and happier with the outcomes.
Most patients don't have a scar afterwards. They heal up so well. So it's nice. It's versing, a 2-inch scar on the patient's breast in the operating room to find out the same information.
Anne Gutierrez says the mammatome procedure was a breeze.
And I actually felt absolutely nothing. It was
So you didn't get a
nothing.
chance to faint this time?
No, not at all. I didn't even have thoughts of it.
Once again, Anne's lump was benign. While a regular biopsy may still be the best choice for many who find lumps in their breast, doctors want more women to know they have viable alternatives to surgery, which can still give them a peace of mind. Davita Wright, ABC News.
In other health news, a new study suggests coffee may help protect against Parkinson's disease. Researchers followed 8,000 Japanese American men for 30 years. The risk of developing the disease was 2 to 3 times higher for those who did not drink Java, and the Parkinson's risk was 5 times higher for non-drinkers compared to men who drank 5 or more cups of Joe a day.
It's really too early for us to say that coffee drinking or consumption of caffeine products truly does lower an individual's risk of developing Parkinson's disease. We have established an association, but that is not cause and effect.
The researchers say the results of their study cannot be extended to women or other racial or ethnic groups. And there's no evidence from this study that coffee or caffeine has any effect on someone who already has Parkinson's disease.
There is some great news for heart health research. Scientists at the University of Washington have been awarded $10 million from the National Institutes of Health to grow a human heart. This bioengineering project plans to use a patient's own cells to create a new organ, and researchers are really excited about the possibilities.
So this is a wonderful interdisciplinary effort and bring together just great talents to do something nobody's been able to do before. And as I said, the surgeons and the patients really need this.
The project will start small. The first goal is to grow tissue that could be used to repair damaged tissue. Eventually, scientists hope to be able to grow tissue that could act as a pump.
Only you could grow hair that would go in receding hairlines. That's what makes me really excited.
That seems to be the eternal search for youth, doesn't it? Not that you have to worry about that.
Norma has your Memorial Day weekend travel forecast coming up.
We'll also check today's national stories with ABC in New York. And in part 2 of a special report, schools shopping online. Is it the future of e-education? You're watching ABC 12 News this morning.
Sharon Lawrence hits Broadway. Plus, from that 70s show, Ashton Kutcher.
Good-looking guy.
On Live. Today at 9 on ABC 12.
Isn't it great when dreams come true? The John Deere LT-133, only $19.99 and built John Deere solid, with more than 160 years of relentless craftsmanship and innovative engineering. It's the John Deere you've always dreamed of, at a price that's as practical as the man who buys one.
Available at Duran Concrete Products and Jim's Lawn Shop.
There's a place, my friends, where toppings know no boundaries, where an outer crust is out of the question. It's a place called The Edge. It's back at Pizza Hut. The Edge Pizza is toppings on top of toppings on a crispy, thin pizza with no outer crust, and lots of cheese keeping it all together. Take your taste buds on a grand tour with the Works recipe, or create your own. So go to The Edge, my pizza brethren, but hurry, it won't be around much longer. The Edge Pizza, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Business is growing. Come grow with us. Apply for a job at Pizza Hut, an equal opportunity employer.
Go inside. On the next Inside Edition, the whole country watched it play out. Codename Operation Reunion.
We were carrying very precious cargo.
Exclusive. The masked man who masterminded the raid to snatch back Elian Gonzalez talks. What you never knew about how they took back the boy.
You were here? Show me where you were.
Plus, just released from jail for hitting her boyfriend with a hubcap, and it's not over yet. See why Tanya Harding was ordered to go to the graveyard. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7:30 on ABC 12.
Do you have a clue what it would cost to carpet 3 bedrooms? Right now at SCAF, just $6.99, pad and labor included. Move to the family room. Now, what would that cost to carpet? At SCAF, you can do it for just $4.99. Plus, you can choose from a huge selection, including Bigelow Stainmaster carpet. Buy now and make no down payment, pay no interest, and make no monthly payments for 1 full year. Given the evidence, the best place for carpet is SCAF Carpet and Furniture Warehouse Showrooms. Case solved.
Good morning, 5:23 right now. Pretty quiet morning. If you're headed out on the roadways around mid-Michigan, well, eventually we'll get to 70s north, near 80 in Detroit, and 60s across the UP. A chance of an afternoon thunderstorm to wet down those roads, but just a chance. Around the nation, it's going to be strong weather through Kentucky and Tennessee, and a lot of rain into New England. And how about Las Vegas? How about that? 100 on the nose. Our forecast for today in mid-Michigan calls for a high temperature of 75, 78. It'll be warm, partly sunny, maybe a thunder shower. Jason, Karen?
We're traveling now to New York to look at headlines from around the world.
Here's ABC's Dan Harris.
Good morning. Here are the stories ABC News is following at this hour. United Airlines, the world's largest airline, is expected to announce plans today to buy U.S. Airways. This deal is reported to be worth more than $11.5 billion. Supporters of legislation to grant permanent normal trade status to China say they expect to win when the House votes on the issue today. And Israeli forces complete a rapid withdrawal from their southern Lebanon security zone, ending a bloody 2-decade occupation. Come July 1st, South Carolina will no longer be flying the Confederate flag on its State House dome. Governor Jim Hodges last night signed legislation to remove the banner and place a new version at a Confederate soldier monument, also on State House grounds. Here now, a look at some of the events making news in the day ahead. The government releases air traffic control tapes in the Alaska Airlines jet crash, which killed 88 people in January. John and Patsy Ramsey have called a news conference in Atlanta, reportedly to announce the results of lie detector tests they have both taken. The Ramseys have not been ruled out as suspects in the murder of their daughter, Jean-Benet. Lincoln and Hamilton will look a little different on the new $5 and $10 bills being unveiled. And a pair of Dorothy's ruby red slippers from The Wizard of Oz are being auctioned in New York. The astronauts from the shuttle Atlantis have given the International Space Station a big orbital boost. The astronauts plan more thrusts today with the goal of adding 28 miles to the station's faltering orbit. And back on Earth, a spectacular sight in the South Pacific, an underwater volcano erupting near the Solomon Islands. That is something. And those are some of the stories ABC News is following at this hour. Now back to you.
Many of us use the internet every day to check the weather, visit with friends, even make purchases. Up next, we'll show you how a large institution uses the web in a way you wouldn't expect.
Today's top stories brought to you by Wrigley's Eclipse Gum.
Let's face it, if lunch was good, your breath is, oh man. Better have new sugar-free Eclipse from Wrigley. The intense mint gum that zaps whatever you ate. Hey, Eclipse, or hold your breath.
It's allergy season again. Where should you turn for relief? Benadryl? Or the leading prescription? It may surprise you to know, medical studies prove histamine-blocking Benadryl to be a full 54% more effective than the leading prescription. 54% more effective at relieving even your worst allergy symptoms like runny noses. It's a real eye-opener, isn't it? Benadryl, proven 54% more effective.
I wasted way too much time being fat. I would go up and down and up and down. Look at me. I lost over 50 pounds on the Slim Fast plan, and I kept it off for over 3 years. I didn't know I looked like this underneath. It's not only about being thin, it's about feeling good and having energy. I exercise, I eat right. I have a shake for lunch every day. It helps me stay this way. If you know your ABCs, you know the vitamins in Slim Fast. It's a fun way of rejuvenating your body.
Slim Fast, every day. Get healthy.
It can happen to you.
At American Express Small Business Services, we believe the current national debate needs a fresh perspective, the small business owners. That's why we're hosting Voices from Main Street, an effort to put small business issues on top of the public agenda. If you're a small business owner, this is the time to voice your concerns. There will be online chats, polls, live events, and more. Join us, and together we can make the voice of small business heard.
Welcome back. It is 5:28. Online shopping is all the rage these days, but it's not just for individual consumers.
Schools can do it too. In fact, e-commerce may boost the bottom line for your child's school.
ABC's Dan Harris has more in this morning's special assignment.
Getting supplies for this gym class in New Jersey can be as frantic and frustrating as a game of double dutch. When athletic director Tom Fitzpatrick needs to buy volleyballs, basketballs, or tennis balls, he uses the slow, low-tech process of thumbing through catalogs to find the best price. And every order means paperwork.
This is only the tip of the iceberg.
After going to the principal for a signature, all the paper heads to Lorraine McCown at the district office. McCown uses the same laborious process of perusing catalogs or calling the companies directly to find the best price for supplies for the entire district. Everything from bongos and brass for music teachers to monitors and mice for computer teachers to crayons, cleaning solution, and cleats.
There's a lot of paper involved, a lot of man hours involved,
Enter Dr. Kelly Blanton, a former school administrator who founded Epilon, a company that allows schools to buy their supplies online.
It's a no-brainer.
Lorraine McCown's district is one of the first in the nation to adopt this Epilon system. Now, when she wants, say, toner for fax machines, she gets an e-quote. And voila, dozens of suppliers pop up on her screen.
That seems like it's going to save a lot of aggravation.
And more importantly, money. Through Epilon, school districts get group discounts because they're essentially shopping in conjunction with hundreds of other districts also using Epilon.
Instead of one school buying 12 Bunsen burners, they're basically getting the group discount Bunsen burners.
Internet analyst Melissa Shore says the huge and hugely inefficient school supplies market provides a great money-making opportunity for companies like Epilon. And Epilon says it can do well by doing good. It hopes to turn a profit while saving schools money. And that extra cash can be used for the most important consumers in the education market, the students. In fact, school officials in this New Jersey district plan to use any cash they save through Epilon's technology to buy more and better supplies with which to teach their kids about technology.
Epilon provides free services to schools. They make money by providing a transaction fee from vendors which pay for the right to reach such a large audience.
All right, 30 minutes down, 90 minutes to go on ABC 12 News this morning.
Mission Impossible 2 opens today in theaters. Norma's mission, if she decides to accept it, forecast sunshine.
Okay, how about this? You get sunshine, I get Tom Cruise.
Dun, 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 dun,
that works for me.
Hope your husband's still sleeping.
Oh, without a doubt. All right, I'll have your forecast for you.
Also ahead, a man accused in the brutal beating death of a Flint woman gets his day in court.
In Saginaw, the budget axe falls on the badge. Hear what angry police officers have to say about their pink slips.
And bidding a fond retirement to a beloved educator. Those stories and more in the next half hour.
Now your touch does more to protect your dog or cat from parasites, because today there's Revolution, a better choice in parasite protection. Revolution, better because in just one touch, a single application, it protects against both external parasites like fleas and the deadly internal parasite heartworm. Revolution. It's the medicine that protects against adult fleas and their eggs in just one touch. And unlike other topicals, Revolution is a medicine, not a pesticide. Go ahead, touch, and feel good about the best kind of protection. Revolution is for cats and dogs 6 weeks or older. In less than 1% of cats and dogs, digestive upset was noted. In approximately 1% of cats, temporary hair loss at application site was noted. Use with caution on sick, weak, or underweight animals. Revolution, the only topical that protects against external and internal parasites in just one touch. Ask your veterinarian for it. Revolution, never has one touch protected so much.
Skylink will be to you in 5.
Catherine Boyd, Bill Harris, and the ABC 12 News team. What it takes, wherever news breaks.
Robbery at a department store is the topic of this Crime of the Week. I'm Officer Browning for Crime Stoppers. Saginaw County Sheriff's investigators continue to search for clues in identifying the suspect that robbed a Target store on Tibbetawasi Road in Saginaw County. The suspect, a white male, 6'3", 225 pounds, with short black hair and mustache. After entering the store, he tried to exchange stolen items for cash. As the store security confronted the suspect, he then indicated he had a gun and fled the store. Suspect driving a small red vehicle, possibly a 1992 Chevy Cavalier. A second white male was seen in the vehicle. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $1,000 cash reward for information leading to the arrest of the person or persons responsible for this robbery or any felony crime or wanted fugitive felon. Call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. Callers need not give their name and will be given a special code number to protect their identity.
Welcome to Wednesday, May 24th. I'm Karen Gatlin.
And I'm Jason Curran for Michael J. Thorpe. Time now is 5:34. Time to check in with Norma.
Good morning, everyone. We have temperatures in the area in the 50s to start things off. That's pretty average. Our average high temperature is about 71. We'll be above average on that score later today. Right now, 57 in Flint, Lapeer 56, 52 in Owasso, Bay City 56, 52 Midlands, Saginaw 58 degrees. Winds from the southwest, 6 miles per hour right now, pressure falling, humidity 87%. And let's see what's going around the state. Early this morning, some thunder boomers went through the Saginaw Bay area, up north, Oscoda, Tawas. Those disappeared, moved on into Canada. We have a little bit of action on the west side of the state, so our forecast does call for a chance of a thunder shower developing later today, particularly if we get this, if we achieve the high temperature of 78, that could make a better chance for a thunder shower here and there. But pretty warm day. That sounds like summer.
Indeed it does. Yesterday turned into a nice afternoon as well. Thanks, Norma.
Thank you, Norma. Turning to the news, the trial began yesterday for a man accused of beating to death an 87-year-old Flint woman.
A jury was seated yesterday morning and testimony started in the afternoon. Prosecutors say 19-year-old Michael Radke murdered Rose Hickey during a burglary last October. Police say Radke broke into Hickey's Craig Street home to steal money for drugs. Prosecutors have also charged a 16-year-old in that case. In another Genesee County courtroom, the man convicted of the sexual assault of two sisters on the
ABC 12.
Hey, Saginaw County School District principal gets a bad report card, prompting the school board to take away his job.
A piece of Metamora Village history closes its doors. I'm Glenda Lewis. I'll have that story coming up.
I'm Jenny DePrizio. Folks are getting ready for the big race. I'll explain coming up.
Plus, J.R. Kurtek has a look at the weekend forecast.
ABC 12 News at 11 starts now.
What it takes, wherever news breaks. This is ABC 12 News.
Who is the school district? Aren't we the school district? I think that you guys have gotten it into your head that we don't know anything.
What your position is? Tempers flare in Saginaw County tonight when parents learn a favorite school principal won't return in the fall. Good evening, I'm Catherine Boyd.
And I'm Bill Harris. Keith Clark had been with the Merrill School District for 25 years, but he and the Merrill School Board have agreed his career there is over. ABC 12's Randy Kona joins us live in the Tri-City newsroom to explain all of this. And Randy, did the board tell the parents why Clark won't be back?
Well, Bill, the superintendent says that Clark had a poor evaluation in April of 1999, and he was told where he needed to improve. But supposedly he never followed through, so this spring the board bought out his contract.
Signs protesting the board's decision dotted the meeting. One woman passed out letters of notice saying 4 members of the board would be recalled from office for firing Clark.
I think you guys really should be ashamed of yourselves. If it were you, if you were in his place, could you imagine how you would feel?
Superintendent Ken Tesaro says Clark, the Merrill Middle School principal, wasn't showing enough leadership. The wrath of one parent was leveled at Tesaro for that comment.
We need to get rid of Mr. Tesaro. He is an outsider. He comes in here and he takes away someone that has given us 25 years of service without our permission.
Not everyone was opposed to the board's decision.
I'm going to tell you now, there's far more support out there behind you than you can ever imagine.
The board has already hired Clark's replacement. Disgruntled voters say that they'll file recall petitions against 4 board members. From the Tri-Cities newsroom, Bill, back to you.
Randy, when did Clark and the board come to an agreement on his departure?
Actually, Clark signed off in April, and the board followed up in May.
All right, thank you, Randy.
This week, teachers from Michigan are joining thousands of their peers to discuss a controversial issue that could change their salaries. Today, 10,000 delegates of the National Education Association met in Chicago for a convention. And the question they debated was whether teachers should be paid according to how well they teach. The NEA has historically been opposed to pay for performance, but the growing disparity between teachers' pay and that of other professionals has prompted the union to consider alternatives to the traditional seniority-based salary schedule.
It's changing. We're facing a severe teacher shortage, not only in Ohio, but across the country. And if we don't do this, our skilled people who have been trained through college are going to be lost to other jobs.
Pay for performance programs are already being tried out in several school districts nationwide, including Denver, Colorado, Columbus, and Cincinnati, Ohio.
A developing story out of Grand Blanc Township tonight. Witnesses say a 63-year-old man shot his ex-girlfriend's son in the leg and then turned the gun on himself tonight. The man died. The young man will be fine, though. The shooting happened at the Chateau of Grand Blanc Modular Home Park on Embry. Witnesses say the man and the woman's son argued a lot and did not get along. Police are still on the scene of the investigation, continuing their investigation. 2 Flint teenagers are in custody tonight in connection with 2 murders over the holiday. Police arrested a 16-year-old for shooting 19-year-old Larry Jean Taylor last night on East Foss Avenue in Flint. Police say about a dozen eyewitnesses identified him as the gunman.
There was some kind of a verbal argument between the 2 young men. One teenager left the scene and reportedly returned with a gun. At that point, the victim was shot, and 911 was notified.
About 3 hours later, someone firebombed a house on East Austin Avenue in Flint. No one was hurt, but police say a relative of the suspected gunman lived in the home, and they believe it was firebombed in retaliation for the shooting.
Second 16-year-old from Flint is accused of killing his uncle. Detectives say 40-year-old James Edward Younger was shot in the head by his nephew during a gathering with friends and family late Monday night. It happened in the 300 block of East York Avenue. Witnesses say the 16-year-old and his uncle argued earlier in the day. Later, they saw the teenager stand in front door and shoot his uncle, who was standing in the driveway.
A 19-year-old Flint man will spend the rest of his life behind bars for murder. This afternoon, a judge sentenced Michael Redicke to life in prison for the death of his 87-year-old neighbor. A jury found Redicke guilty of beating Rose Hickey to death during a burglary last October. A 16-year-old was also charged in that case as a juvenile.
Police in mid-Michigan took a half-dozen suspected drunk drivers to jail last night during a successful run of Operation Nightcap. The state of Michigan provides grants to local police departments to finance extra patrols. Police officers then look for motorists driving erratically or not wearing their seatbelts. Officers say a drunk driving arrest can cost a motorist thousands of dollars in court costs and attorney fees. New since ABC 12 News at 6, police in Bay County say a bump on the head did not kill a Saginaw man who dove into the Saginaw Bay. Caterino Rosales died early Tuesday morning after he went swimming with a friend. Police say alcohol may have played a role in his drowning, but the toxicology report will take another 3 weeks. At least 5 other drownings have been reported since Friday.
A week from Saturday, the Port Huron to Mackinac race gets underway. Many sailors from mid-Michigan will make the 250-mile trek. And as Jenny DePrizio reports, the boaters are getting ready to roll.
We're going ahead.
Before the boat ever leaves the dock and heads to Port Huron, there's plenty to do.
We're inventorying all our safety gear and making sure that we have all the bells and whistles and the proper charts and you know, batteries and whatnot.
Sailors are trying to prepare for just about anything.
Every hour of racing, there's an hour of maintenance on this boat. And just like the teak decks and the teak hardware, just to check out the safety equipment, it takes 4 guys all day Saturday. That's all he did was check out safety equipment.
Of course, once your equipment is ready, you have to make sure your crew is ready too. This is the last local Wednesday night race that sailors doing the Port Huron race can take advantage of. Here on Special K, they do.
Yeah, we're doing a final shakedown here before we take the boat down to Port Huron, taking it down day after tomorrow.
For some of the crew, it'll be their first Mackinac.
I really don't know what to expect. I'm just hoping we have a really good race and everybody stays on the boat and hopefully we'll win.
It's the first Mackinac I've ever been on. I've been sailing for 8 years, raced for 3. It'll be definitely an experience for me.
This weekend, racers will go to Port Huron to deliver their boats. Then next Saturday, the race will begin.
Good luck to everybody, and we'll see them in Mackinac.
On Saginaw Bay, Jenny DePrizio, ABC 12 News.
The Port Huron to Mackinac race takes place Saturday, July 15th.
Meijer says it did not recall hamburger meat sold at its Detroit locations. However, it does say it issued a meat advisory for 1 package of meat sold in the Detroit area, and it is suspected of having E. coli. Meijer says this is an isolated situation and assures its customers their meat is fine. 2 meat recalls are currently underway in Michigan, though. The latest involves a Muskegon meat processor. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says Bert Hayescamp & Son is recalling 11,000 pounds of ground beef products. Also included in this, beef and pork from Top Cut Meats of Battle Creek. E. coli bacteria kills about 60 Americans each year, makes about 73,000 people sick.
Still ahead on ABC 12 News at 11. He's been counting his change for what seems like 100 years. Now find out why this man is closing shop after this building has served for a century.
And it's enough power to knock a man down. Find out where this armed man is heading coming up.
I'm meteorologist J.R. Kurtek. Doppler 12 up close is showing some scattered showers now over southwestern lower Michigan, more moving across Lake Michigan and upper Michigan. Will they move in here? We'll have more on that coming up.
What it takes, wherever news breaks. This is ABC 12 News with Catherine Boyd, Bill Harris, Doppler 12 Chief Meteorologist J.R. Kurtek, and Sports with Ed Phelps. You're watching ABC 12 News at 11. When swimming, remember to check the depth before you dive. Genesis Emergency Services, proud closed captioning sponsor for ABC 12 News.
Now is the perfect time to visit Art Sample Furniture and Design Center in Saginaw and see our huge selection and great displays throughout our block-long showroom. Examine the quality and take advantage of factory specials on this area's largest selection of Thomasville. Plus, receive 1 air travel mile for every $1 you spend on Thomasville home furnishings. Come in and feel the difference Art Sample in Thomasville can make for your home. Art Sample Furniture and Design Center, 1 block north of Covenant Healthcare on North Michigan Avenue in Saginaw.
Welcome.
There's a special feeling you get when you visit Patsy Lou Williamson Buick GMC.
Would you like some coffee?
The feeling that you are important and appreciated.
Thank you for your business.
The feeling that you've finally found a place where you can be comfortable. And the satisfaction of choosing from an inventory of hundreds and hundreds of new Buicks, including the one that's exactly right for you. Isn't it time for a real car?
We're your dry cleaning crew. We're always here for you at Brooklyn.
1 hour service is done in a flash.
And our coupons
will save you cash.
We're here when you need us, morning, noon, and night.
Our #1 goal is
To always treat you right.
gotta be.
So don't just dry clean.
No.
Go Pro Clean.
ABC 12 News at 11 is brought to you by Art Sample Furniture and Design Center in Saginaw, by Patsy Lou Williamson's Buick GMC, and by Pro Clean Dry Cleaners and Coin Laundries.
I enjoy being with them, and I hope they've enjoyed me.
A goodbye message from the owner of a business known as a piece of Metamora Village history.
The Walker family has owned the Metamora hardware store for more than 60 years, and as Glenda Lewis tells us tonight, they're closing their doors, ending a family tradition.
Familiar faces, one-on-one service, something Floyd Walker has offered this community since he was 10 years old.
My dad bought it in 1939, and he knew he couldn't work for somebody else very long, so he bought this, and he's operated it until 1969 when he died. And then I've taken over since then.
5 generations later, Floyd and wife Mary are ending this chapter of Walker family history and closing the book on part of the history of Metamora Township.
Without Floyd, there would be no plumbing in Metamora.
The closing of this family tradition throws a monkey wrench into the entire community, forcing them to hammer out a new plan to get top quality hardware service.
Most all the neighbors that I know in the area talk about the hardware and Floyd here, and it's kind of the fabric of the area. So I think we're losing a little bit of a landmark here.
We've met a lot of people. A lot of them are gone now too, aren't they? And that's sad. But we're not getting any younger either.
And now, Floyd says, it's time to get down to the nuts and bolts of retirement.
Up to now, I haven't had time for fishing. I want to take a day or two and go.
In Metamora, Glenda Lewis, ABC 12 News.
The store officially closes at the end of the month. Floyd says they're planning to have an auction sale 6 weeks after closing if they still have a lot of items.
Those kind of hardware stores are becoming like dinosaurs. Sorry to see them leave because they all had character.
That's right. And by the way, if he doesn't like to fish, there's some great golf over near Metamora. We have a little bit of sunshine slated for our Thursday and for our Friday. Maybe a few sprinkles in the morning. We'll have something on that coming up.
Here she comes.
It's the Chesaning Showboat, July 10th through the 15th, starring superstar Kenny Rogers. Appearing nightly the 10th through the 12th. Then July 13th through the 15th, starring the legendary Neil Sedaka. The Chesaning Showboat brings an old-fashioned variety show that's fun for the whole family. Be sure and come to town early. Chesaning is buzzing with lots of things to do all day long. Call for your tickets now at 1-800-844-3056. It's the Chesaning Showboat, July 10th through the 15th, starring Kenny Rogers and Neil Sedaka. Don't miss it.
Critics are calling The Kid the must-see movie of the summer. It's for everyone. The kid, the adult, and everyone in between.
Let me get this straight. I grow up to be a loser!
Bruce Willis, Disney's The Kid, rated PG, starts this Friday.
Visit Summerfest 2000 to see the hottest cars, taste the best ribs, and hear the greatest music. It's all happening right here in Flint, July 21st through the 23rd at the IMA Sports Arena. Proceeds benefit the IMA Foundation.
From Ogama County to Shiawassee, and from Isabella County to Huron County. Anywhere you live, we can track a storm, live, literally as it approaches your home.
The Doppler 12 Storm Team and ABC 12 News, your safest place in bad weather.
Father, son, executive board, surfboard, business suit, wetsuit, dress shoes, no shoes. What brings these two to the table? Honey Nut Chex. The taste of golden honey and nuts that's sweet, but not too sweet, so everybody likes it. What next? Maybe a Father's Sunday at the office? Yeah, right. Honey Nut Chex, bringing families together. For breakfast, anyway.
This is life.
Honey, you promised you'd put up a privacy fence.
No problem. James Lumber has fence section starting at just $14.88.
What about my new walkway?
The Walkmaker by Quikrete, only $19.88. Just add cement. Ooh, got one.
It's time to get busy, honey. We're headed for the experts at James Lumber.
Look for our honeydew ad in Thursday's paper or stop at one of our 6 locations. James Lumber, where service is always in stock.
ABC 12 is your safest place in bad weather. And now the Doppler 12 forecast.
Well, we could see a few sprinkles late tonight, early tomorrow, but that's going to about do it by tomorrow afternoon. Very quiet for our Friday, quiet as well. So not a bad way to end this abbreviated work week for some. Outside right now, we have mostly fair skies to partly cloudy. Temperatures in the low to upper 60s, 63 degrees in Bay City, the cool spot. The warm spot's in Flint at 69. Winds are currently out of the east at 10 miles per hour, and it's that east breeze that has kept the lakeshore communities right along the Lake Huron shoreline cooler than everyone else today. That will again be the case for tomorrow. Pressure's at 30 inches of mercury even. It is steady, and the humidity is at 62%. Highs today did manage to move through the upper 70s into the low 80s across most of the area. That's right where we should be for this time of the year. Lows this morning were right around 60. Other current temperatures across the state, 62 in Traverse City, 74 from Muskegon to Kalamazoo. A few thunder showers down toward Kalamazoo town, 57 degrees toward Ironwood. And actually right now in mid-Michigan, if you look toward the southwestern sky, you might see a few flashes of lightning.